Was Earl Spence weight drained, and did that affect the total outcome of the boxing match between him and Terrence Crawford on July 29th, which ended in a ninth round TKO and three knockdowns and just a total domination. Going into the ninth round, Terrence Crawford was up 7 rounds to 1 on every scorecard, pretty much in everybody's eyes, and you add three knockdowns on top of that. Here's the thing. This was really important. Being on weight is a boxing thing. You can't use a boxing thing as an excuse for a boxing match. I'll explain. I'm going to give you an example. This is like you failed in the final exam, right? And you say, man, the only reason I failed the final exam is because I didn't read any of the chapters and I didn't study. That's still your fault. Part of your job as a boxer is to get in shape. As a millionaire boxer, you could hire nutritionists, you could go vegan, you could go on a juice diet, you could hire strength and conditioning coaches. You could be in shape prior to the fight. You don't have to wait till the fight start to start cutting weight and everything like that. You can gradually start cutting weight the moment the fight is talked about. One of the things Errol Spence discussed is he held out the ring until he fought Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence could have been on a raw fruit diet or a raw veggie diet at this point. I seen a guy eating nothing but watermelon. I don't know how healthy that is. But I'm just giving you examples. He could have got his body in shape. Timothy Bradley was a ball of muscle, but he used to always go vegan for his fights. You know, there's plenty of things Errol Spence could have did to get down in a healthier manner, which I believe he got down in a healthy manner. I seen on the All Access, he had a chef, he had nutritionists, and all the rest of that. Now, naturally, camp is going to be hard. You're cutting muscle, essentially. Camp appeared to be hard for Terrence Crawford, right? His cheekbones were poking out of his face, and he looked a little drained as well at the weigh-ins. I heard an excuse that Errol Spence may have got hurt in sparring. Again, that's a boxing thing. If you're getting hurt in preparation by sparring partners, then again, that's also your fault. That's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Same rule applies. You cannot go to a teacher, a professor, or a third grade teacher and say, look, man, the only reason I failed is because I didn't study. Or I studied at the last minute and I tried to cram everything and it just didn't work out for me. He has the ability, the option to stay in the gym as well, which is one of the reasons why I was picking Terrence Crawford, why I was always confident in Terrence Crawford. Because you had one guy who was all the time in boxing, right? He's in a gym. Devin Haney has a fight. He's working with him. Shakur Stevenson has a fight. He's working with him. Most of the young prospects, all of them, they know Terrence Crawford, right? He sparred some of these guys. He lives the boxing lifestyle. No drinking, no smoking. Been doing that for years. You can see Errol Spence like his life after boxing. And that's okay. But that's still a boxing thing. That's still a part of it. And the thing about the weight cut is Errol Spence chose to fight at that weight. I've heard Errol Spence say for years he was big for that weight. He comes down. We want to talk about Sean Porter, Dad. We want to take his word as scripture. He even said when Errol Spence get in that ring, he's a light heavyweight when he get in that ring. Terrence Crawford ain't gonna be to do nothing with him. He's a light heavyweight when he get in that ring. That's his fault. That was an advantage that he was using against people. He was using his sheer size and strength to overpower smaller welterweights. And then the moment it doesn't work for his advantage is an excuse. Y'all not making much sense here. I want you to think about what you're saying. Now, if it's not boxing related, that's fine. You know, if there's something really wrong with him outside of boxing that's not boxing related, that's fine. But anything that's boxing related that he failed to do or he didn't do properly, that can't be used as an excuse in the boxing match. The preparation is part of the match, right? The training camp. That's why they showed the training camp. All that is part of that 36 minutes. Everything you do before that 36 minutes is part of that 36 minutes. I'm out.